Energy readers of the world. Welcome back to my channel, Zenergy, where we find the Zen within. You saw the title. I don't know what it is yet, as usual. But I do know we're going to do a collective read. Not a you and them. We're just going to do a general collective. Tree of Life spread. See what comes out. See what Spirit wants you to know. Maybe it's something coming towards you. Maybe it's something you need to walk away from. I don't know. I like these type of reads myself. If I have any questions to anyone, I usually don't. I just like to know, what does Spirit want me to know? So that's what I'm asking. What does Spirit want you to know? What does Spirit want you to know? Stop there with the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom. And we will, so I don't forget, before I just start slamming cards, I get a little ahead of myself. Check in with the Moonology deck. Oracle card here. And set the energy for this read. Your dreams need a practical plan at the bottom. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. Boy, do I miss eclipse season, kind of. Sorry. I know you might not. Your commitment is being tested. Okay, so there's probably something that you were thinking of giving up that you shouldn't. Whatever you're thinking of giving up, Spirit's saying it's being tested. How much do you want it? Okay. I believe that's maybe that'll be the title, and you guys will be like, and then you'll just be done and you won't even need to watch it, right? Your commitment is being tested. Wow, what did I say? Well, the things you're supposed to walk away from. So you have recently walked away from somebody, because cups are love, and it's not a person, maybe not a romantic partner, but possibly a family member. But we know that it's usually a romantic partner. Yeah, you did this so that you could, maybe they were trying to, or they did take a lot of your money, your resources. You were wanting to stay in your Queen of Pentacles. And maybe that's because you have other options over your shoulder. And that's kind of a travesty today, is there are a lot of options, and it's easier to get or find or go with those options, I guess. So the current energy that I'm seeing here is the Hierophant. Okay, so you're really kind of in a stoic, I'm getting a real stoic mentality, a real stoic way of living, a way of being for you right now. If you're not, then you should be, staying quiet about your projects that you have going on. This also could be something like maybe you are or need to start taking some form of a class to further your education in whatever it is that you are pursuing. Whatever you're pursuing, then Spirit is saying maybe this is the time to pursue something a little higher. And, it's not that easy, right, to take on another project. But if we're talking about your commitment here, what is the commitment? I don't know. It sure looks like a lot of love here. It sure looks like the commitment is another person. Or maybe it's yourself. But we do have the Four Wands that finished up this spread. So, no. It's definitely a person that is your commitment that is being tested. And then, so with that being said, with the Hierophant here, and that's me bringing up the Stoicism, maybe it's about speaking to others. I bring this up a lot, speaking to others about your relationship. It is, I know that we want someone to talk to, but sometimes we don't realize what we're saying and why we're saying it, and the other person has no clue. You believe they already know everything about everything, but they don't. They only know the little tidbits that you're giving them, and that's all they have to go on. So, anyways, you do and are and will reach your Nine of Cups, your wish fulfillment. Once you can move out of this, there's a word I'm really that I'm trying to grasp here. Spirit, what is the word that is eluding me right now? And I'm going to skip ahead real quick and say that, I believe that because sometimes the Nine of Cups can be like, and this is how I take it. I don't know. I don't know if a lot of other readers do this or not, but I not always, but I believe the Nine of Cups can be taken as a delusional kind of person where they might believe they have everything they need, or they may also think that the only way to achieve it is through another person. But the Nine of Cups is, and I don't know if a lot of readers bring this out enough, the Nine of Cups is emotional fulfillment within self. This is emotional fulfillment within self. I know I was going around and around and around, so here we are. This is emotional fulfillment in self. Okay, not another person. And so once you can achieve emotional fulfillment in self, which I believe now that it's becoming more and more clear now, that once you have enlightened yourself enough in whatever this education might be, and it may be in the form of self-love. How can you self-love? What is self-love? Maybe you just need to start there. Start at the very base. What is self-love? And you're just like, oh, well, I already know what that is. Well, you know what? When I am going to do a brake job on a vehicle, I've done hundreds of them, but I still Google it just to see if there's something I forget or there's something that I don't know about yet. Maybe there's a new tool, a new trick, and it almost every time I get something more out of it. And even if all it is because it's a different vehicle, so there's one little different thing. So what I'm getting at is get into some type of, they're really driving this home for me to drive it home for you, is really look into what is self-love. What are forms of self-love? How can I date myself? These types of things. Because that is, for me anyways, the biggest thing that helped me be able to move forward. I don't want to say move on, but move forward. Moving on was a different story, a whole nother thing. But to move forward, yes. 100%. Okay, so yeah, I had to get all that out. So I want to now pull from the Light Seers deck because, if you don't know the Light Seers deck yet, what are you doing with your life? No, seriously. The Light Seers deck is just, it illuminates things so much differently with the very subtle differences in the illustrations. So I'm curious as what it is that you're walking away from or that you need to walk away from that, because we are in tarot, and this is my goal anyways, to predict the future, what is coming up. So there's something or someone that you need to walk away from. And yeah, see, we have the Four of Swords here, and that's the energy that's been coming up a lot lately. And I've showed this now in all of my reads that the collective is either in or needs to be in this Four of Swords energy, and just kind of taking a rest, kind of taking things into account, self-reflection. Eight of Cups can definitely be a self-reflection type of card. Then we have the Magician underneath the Queen of Pentacles. So Of course, of course, the Magician is under the Queen of Pentacles because, like I said in the beginning there, you're really trying to keep what you've already attained. You're trying to make sure that somebody else doesn't take what you have maybe spent your entire life to build. And so now you have to come up with a new way to keep it or increase it. Wow, okay. And see, so like I said, with that Seven of Cups, with that whole, we understand now that the Seven of Cups is a lot of confusion, a lot of options, and it's clarified with the Ten of Pentacles. So, right, your commitment is being tested. Whoever you are committed to now, or want to commit to, or thought you wanted to commit to, it's being tested. Interesting. Beautiful. This is the whole reason that I refer to this card as the Wounded Healer. And it is because of this. She does not look like a wounded warrior. She looks more like a wounded healer. She looks like she has finally healed herself. She's finally looking out over the horizon. Yeah, I know her eyes are closed. She's just imagining what it's like, or what it was like, outside of this area, outside of this mental entrapment, is the word they're giving me. And now we have the Star underneath. This is lovely energy to clarify that Nine of Cups. Because the Nine of Cups is what? Emotional fulfillment, individual self-fulfillment. And to me is also a very healing card. You have healed yourself. And that is the Star energy. So, I mean, that's just kind of a redundant, it's a redundant card, yeah. And now we have, again, some more walking away energy. We have the Eight of Cups clarifying the death. So the thing that is, it's that energy of what I always pick up in this a lot of times, this Eight of Cups, is walking away from the way that you used to love yourself. Okay, and this is a perfect time to bring that up because I've been talking about self-love. I won't be surprised at all if we flip the secret manifestation card and it's going to be about manifesting self-love. Because this Eight of Cups has got one cup being walked away from. And that's why I believe this is somebody who is walking away from the way that they used to love themselves and to a new way of loving themselves. Because this looks way prettier than this. It almost as if like this is actually a swamp or a pond. It's not the beautiful ocean that's in the other decks that we see. You know? Because maybe the old way that of loving yourself, you thought anyways, you thought a form of self-love was putting yourself last and making sure everybody else has everything, because it did make you feel good to help people. Right? But then all of a sudden, you're out of everything. Everybody's taken everything from you, but they haven't taken it from you, have they? Because remember, you gave. You offered the help. They told me to look at the bottom. There's the Ace of Cups. So, yeah, see, the universe really wants to bring something in for you. Bring somebody in for you. Because you do deserve it. You are lovable. You have to remember that. And you have to tell yourself that. You have to look in the mirror and tell yourself that. I am lovable. I am worthy of a relationship. Even say that person that your commitment is being tested about. Okay. Now we have the Five of Cups clarifying that Four of Wands. See, that makes perfect sense, because you have to be able to love yourself first in order for anyone else to be able to love you. And in this Five of Cups, she's just kind of watching it all go down the drain. And I could say a lot of things like, oh, well, she's really sad about it. But no, you're kind of letting things all dissolve. You're just kind of letting things go away so that you can start over, start fresh with yourself and move forward, So whether this was a breakup or whether this was you giving too much of your power, this is what I'm really getting, is you've been giving too much of your power away to this other person. You've been, when you put somebody on a pedestal, that's the same thing as giving your power away to somebody else. A lot of people don't realize that. When you put somebody on a pedestal, that's the same thing as you giving your power away to that person. I had to figure that out. I'm like, oh, I get that does make perfect sense. I can't believe I've been doing that and I didn't realize that was a bad thing. And, it's kind of like you don't lose that, middle school mentality of when I like somebody, I just can't unlike them. And I have to have just that person, or, at least that's how I always was. And then you get them and you're like, I guess I really don't want this as much as I thought I did. So yeah, don't force any doors open. Just let life happen. Go with the flow. That's why I love this. This card is a really just go with the flow kind of card. Yeah. And that's when everything will unfold for you. Yeah. Yeah, you just have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, right? And life doesn't come with a book, just like your kids. If you have them, they don't come with books. Life doesn't come with a book. And yeah, there's tons of books out there. Don't get me wrong. All kinds of books out there about life and whatever. But you can read them all and still not yet have it all figured out. You have to go through it. You have to go through it. That's part of the fun. That's part of the journey. Okay, what are these? These wanted to just hang out. Okay, this is some Jupiter energy. You're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. It's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them. Yeah, that's kind of like being in the unknown, and that's where the magic always happens, is the unknown. The gray area. Reassess. You're being asked to take stock of your life and let go of anything or anyone that no longer makes you happy. Notice who and what, I almost said boring, it says bring you joy, and who and what don't. It's time for some life cleanup, right? And what have I been talking about? Walking away. And there's a ton of walking away energy. I said it in the beginning, and as the words came out of my mouth, I felt it instantly. There's just walking away energy. Not just from what no longer serves you, but what no longer you serve. Okay? Let me say that again. It's not just walking away from what no longer serves you. It's what you no longer serve. Oh, see, I had to pause for that. I had to pause. Sorry, I'm a nerd. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision and moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at all the possible outcomes, and make sure you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. And remember, I talked about moving forward But this is like that hangman energy. You're being asked to make sure, it's almost like reading a contract and making sure that you're reading all the words in the contract. Yeah, I guess we're doing 5 cards. That's what I wanted to really stay on the table. You're being asked to fully believe in yourself and your dreams, right? Remember that your commitment's being tested. It's time for that idea that's lived inside your heart to be brought into the world so others can benefit from it. Believe that you can bring it to life, and you will do exactly that. So whatever idea you've got in your head, get it out, get it on paper, get a business model, a loan application, whatever it's going to take. And finally, resolution. Whatever it is that you've been struggling with is about to be resolved. Remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way we want or hope, but being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. So lots of walking away and moving forward. Walking away and moving forward. I love this energy. Because I'm a Scorpio, and there's a lot of things in my life I hated, did not want to walk away from. And sometimes in the middle of it, I already know and feel like, I'm doing the right thing. It is just like it's trash day. It's trash day, That's it. It's trash day. Yeah, we don't need to pull any love oracle or any of that. So we will go ahead and, yes, the psychic reading card. Yay, there we go. We will flip that. Oh, getting a little crammed up here. Let's go ahead and throw you over here in your little place. Yeah. Lovely read. Find a new way of loving yourself. Find a new way of loving yourself. How can you love yourself more? Start asking that. Start asking yourself that question. I had to, and I didn't know what self-love was, or, I'm just thinking like hug yourself, that type of thing. I don't know. Feathers. I love when this card comes out because I really suddenly have this affinity towards, or the feathers, I guess, rather have an affinity towards me. I find lots of random, you see them around, feathers quite often. So, and this is the 14 card, that's the 5 energy, So again, we did have the 5 of Cups out here. So, I don't know, for what it's worth, just a little synchronicity. Oh, what was I looking? I was looking up the number 5. Let's go to the correct card, number 14. You're being showered with love from above. You have received this card as the universe and the spiritual realms want you to pay attention to the feathers that are appearing from above. Have you ever been walking or driving in your car and a feather has floated before you and crossed your path? These spiritual reminders are to let you know you are loved and protected by your angels and loved ones in spirit. Feathers have a way of appearing in our lives past just at the right moment. We'll get it. We know rationally that a feather comes from a bird, yet many times when a feather appears, there are no birds in close proximity. And it's very true. This is because feathers are a gift from the heavens and the universe to remind you that you are never alone. Your angels and your loved ones go to great lengths to get your attention in times of doubt, fear, despair, and sadness. Finding a feather can be confirmation from your angels that you are on the right path. The psychic symbol of a feather can also be a sign that positive things are about to appear, and that's what's always on the other side of walking away. That was what I never even finished that point like I do a lot of times. But that's the other side of that walking away, when you realize that you did the right thing because of the destination that's on the other side, and you realize, oh my goodness, I should have actually done it sooner. When you find a feather, take note of its color and size. I find a lot of white feathers, which indicates to me they are from my guardian angel and loved ones. When I find colored feathers, it is a sign that something very special is about to happen. When I find black feather, it indicates to me there's a warning of a challenge ahead. Gray and or half black and white feathers remind me to be alert. However, for those who follow the practice of shamanism, finding a black feather is a positive sign. When you find feathers, focus on what type of feeling this sign gives you personally, and give thanks to the universe, your angels, and loved ones above. Right, so they're just saying it doesn't necessarily mean that it means that. Please take into account your own intuition and do not question it, for it is never wrong. Your job is you. You cannot create other people's lives for them. You cannot think for them, and if you try to force your opinions on others, you will only attract the same thing happening to you. So let all others create the lives they want, and focus your unlimited power on creating the most magnificent life for yourself. I got two things that were really in my head when I was reading that. Number one is from Jeezy, young Jeezy, whatever you want to call him. And he said, you trying to be me, I'm just trying to be Jeezy. You know, you're over here trying to copy me, and I don't even see you trying to copy me. I'm literally just trying to be me. I have no clue of all the people that are trying to copy me. I only am trying to be me. And the second thing that was really coming to my mind is our moms have all told us at one point or another in our lives, don't worry about them, worry about yourself. Don't worry about Billy, Johnny, Terry, Sarah down the street. Worry about yourself. Because that's how you get into envy and jealousy and that type of thing, which turns into hatred and bitterness. And, you know, it's a downhill slope. And you're the snowball. So, yeah, very lovely read. Everything is everything, as always. Just know that right now your commitment is being tested. How much do you want it? How much do you want it? Please watch your thoughts. They will return. They will return. They will be reassessed into your, I don't know. I think that's why, I don't know. They will turn into your words. Watch your words. They will turn into your habits. Watch your habits. They will turn into your character. See you on the north side.